Hey everyone, welcome back to another Gravit Designer tutorial. So in this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and try to tackle the famous Adidas logo. So my thoughts is that it's a lot easier to just make this this shape and then clone it 2 other times, so I end up with 3, and then using the create compound shape, I'll then slice these 3 stripes going through it. So at least that's my hope. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. I'm gonna grab the pen tool, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start at the top here. Do 1. I'm gonna kind of try to eyeball it, get about midway there, and notice that I made a sharp point, not a curved point. And then I'm gonna try to get it to line up. So see that blue line right there? That tells me that I'm in line there, so that's real important. And then I want to get another blue line over here on this side so I know it's all set. And then I'll close my shape. There we go. Then I'm going to press the letter D on my keyboard. There we go, D. And that changes to the sub select tool. So that way I can now edit these points. I'm going to select this point over here. And then come over here on the right where it says joint, and you have the 4 different joint types. I'm going to click on the second one, which is called mirrored. And you want to click and drag the handles to go ahead and adjust the curves. But I want it to be nice and straight. I don't want it to be wobbly. So to make it nice and straight, you hold down the Shift key, and that way you can only pull the handles out nice and straight. Now what's happening is that I've got mirrored here, and you'd like to think that this is a mirrored shape, but the top part is looking better than the bottom part. So I might have to come back to that. Select this one, do the same thing, mirrored. Start dragging, hold down Shift, just to get that nice even shape. Okay, so it looks okay, but I'm not real happy with it up here. Remember, you can select a point and you can use the arrow keys to just nudge. And it's interesting, this handle, something got out of whack there. I'm not sure how that happened. There we are. So that looks a little bit better. For my students watching this, you don't have to make yours exactly the same as the logo. We just want to get it approximate. And I'm going to get rid of the border here. So I'm going to come over here where it says borders. Just click on the little garbage can, and there we go. And I'll change it to something other than white so we can see. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and call that good. So now I'm going to take this one shape over here, and I'll just rename it over here. And I'm just going to call it leaf. Not really sure what it is. And then I'm going to come up here to the edit menu and choose duplicate. On a Mac, it's also Command D, and so I believe on Windows and a Chromebook, it would be Control D. Okay, so now that I've got the duplicate, and actually I'm going to duplicate it again. So there we go. So you can see I've got 3 leaves, and then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go back to the pointer tool, which is the letter V. So V and D for the 2 pointer tools. And I'll go ahead and I'll grab this leaf here, and I'll try the free rotate here. Now what's interesting is you'll notice that they're not the same size. I don't know why. That's odd. If I lower the opacity, you can see that they're clearly not the same size. I think all 3 of these should be the same size, so that to me is a little strange. I don't know if that's the case with the real logo or what. I don't know. I'm going to leave mine the exact same size just because I believe that they should be the same size. So for my students, if you're watching, you can go ahead and keep them all at the same size. All right, so I'm going to bring the opacity back up. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this left one over here. So I'm going to delete one of those. There we go. So I'm going to take this one here, the left one, and I'm going to do edit, duplicate, and then with it duplicated, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to do flip horizontal. So now I have a perfectly flipped horizontal one, and then I can just drag it over here and get it approximated. There we go. Something like that. And if you just move it up and down a little bit, you'll see that I get those blue lines that tell me that they are aligned. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine these three leaves together so they are in one shape. That will really help out with then cutting the stripes going through the middle. So I'm going to select the first leaf shape, hold down the Shift key, and click on the last one, or the third one. Then with all three of them selected, I'm going to come up here, and where it says Create Compound Shape, I'm going to choose Union. And now you'll see that they are a compound shape. And I'll go ahead and call this just leaves. And there we are. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hide the leaves so I can see the stripes there. And I'm going to go ahead and make those stripes with simply a rectangle shape. So again, I'll go ahead and create the rectangle shape. It does not matter what color it is. It only matters that it's wide enough. It goes all the way through. Okay, now that I've got that rectangle there, I can go up and I can go to the edit menu and I can duplicate. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate, drag it down, duplicate it again. Oop. And actually, when I duplicated it the third time, it kind of knew that I wanted to go a certain distance. So Gravit Designer is actually paying attention. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to combine all three of these. Okay, so I'm going to select this top rectangle here, hold down the Shift key, that selects all three, then come up here and union join them, so now they're all one shape, and we'll just call this stripes. Okay, so the rule is you want the shape that's going to be doing the cutting, so the cutter, to be on the top layer, and then you want the shape that's going to get cut to be on the bottom layer. So you can see I have my stripes above my leaves. I'll bring my leaves back. All right, so I'm going to select my stripes, hold down the Shift key, select the leaves. So now both groups are selected, and let's see how this works. Moment of truth. I'm going to go ahead and choose a subtraction, and ta-da, there we are. So that is the Adidas logo. And now the cool thing is that if I go ahead and change colors here, you'll see that it works. And I've got it. Okay, I hope this helps you out with the Adidas logo. I'll see you next time.